Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is day 24 of 100 machine learning projects, and today we will be diving into very interesting and very up to date algorithm, that is YOLO version 8. It's a deep learning deep neural network algorithm, and I think this is very important for a person who is a beginner or who is already a pro to understand how this algorithm works. So this YOLO version 8 is known as you only look once, and what it does, it takes an image and it will detect all the it will detect the objects in it. So it is very important and it can be used in multiple scenarios, like for self-driving also. What it does, it all the self-driving vehicles right now are taking the picture on every frame, and at every frame they are detected, okay, the signal is red, the signal is green, it will move. And you don't want a very slow prediction model. You want an algorithm that is very fast and very accurate as well. So that's where YOLO version 8 actually comes into picture. And how it does that, so it has like two backbones, that is CSP darknet and C2F modules that we will discuss today. So before going into it, let us discuss like YOLO version 8, what it does. It's basically a start of the art model, as a state of the art model, as I told you, for object detection, segmentation, as well as classification also. It is used in things like self-driving cars, surveillance, and even robotics. And it's very easy to use, very fast and very accurate. And how it is able to do those things, so let's discuss how it's like fast, accurate, and versatile. So there is the backbone is like CSP darknet. So like the think of we can think of the CSP darknet, that is cross stage partial connections. You have to understand like how it is happening. So think of it like a very smart person scanning an image to pull out the key details like edges, the shapes and texture, and also help identify objects, like how an object is different from other objects. So you also need to understand, imagine that as well. So here is how CSP, that is the cross stage partial connection, helps. It basically splits the image processing into two streams. So one stream digs deep, analyzing the fine details through lots of layers. So there will be multiple layers of convolutional layers that will be extracting very detailed features of those images. And there is the other part takes a shortcut. It keeps things simple to save time. Then it merges these, what it will at the end, what it will, both of the streams output will be merged to get the best of the both worlds, like rich features, with great details for accuracy. And the second stream will give you less computation for speed. And it's like speed reading a book while catching all the important information or important bets as well. So CSPD darknet balances accuracy and speed, which is very much required when we talk about robotics or self-driving car. And you have to understand how we are able to make it more fast and how these things are working. So you have to understand this is due to the C2F model, that is the backbone of it. So you can understand the YOLO version 8 takes CSPD darknet to the next level with C2F modules. They are like the upgrade tools in the backbone. So that is the cross stage partial with focus. So what they do, you can imagine a chef making a dish. One assistant, is chopping the ingredients very fine, and the other one is, keeping the ingredients together. If you're boiling it, then you can mash it again by saving time, right? So one will be chopping it very finely for for maybe decoration or maybe for garnishing, you want to chop it. But if you put it all together and the texture doesn't matter, then it will be like with the speed. So C2F models combine both of these streams using a bottleneck design, which compresses data to save computation. Because if the data is compressed, it's easier to process it. And after all the processes, then it can expand it, it will expand it again. So this makes YOLO version 8 faster and better at spotting everything from tiny traffic signals to huge cars in an image. And why is this important? So the improved CSPD darknet with C2F model makes YOLO version 8 a game changer. First, it's more accurate because it captures, both the information, the small details and the overall picture, the big picture patterns. And the second is faster thanks to that bottleneck design, so it can run in real time, even on devices like your phone. And third, it's very flexible, like working across YOLO version 8's variant from tiny nano. So there are like multiple versions from tiny nano model to the a beefy extra large one. It's very easy to implement and very easy to understand. So today we will let me share my screen, and today we will be going through that how these things are implemented. So yeah, okay. Okay, so before that, we will, download. This is just for your reference that if these things are already downloaded, we are implementing. We are just checking that the setup that if I'm able to, you understand this Ultra Analytics. So these are the one who developed YOLO. That is the you only look once algorithm. And from that you are importing the torch, you are downloading the YOLO version 8 file. And as import it, you download this, load this pre-trained model, you can see it in your folder as well, in your directory as well. So when the results like the train model, so what I did, I am using a dataset from Kaggle, which has I think 15,000 images from like of animals, including cows, buffaloes, I think giraffe, zebra, and elephants. So it has like a lot of images, and this dataset looks like this. The final dataset with test with images, and for every image it has a label. And for the train also with images as well as with their labels and label archive. And this is the valid images where you can do your validation testing. And this is the information. Okay, why it's every time, I don't know why. Okay. So that's also there with all the, okay, maybe I have opened the train test. Okay, it should not be empty, but it's okay. Yeah, what we get to. So you can go through this and you will be able to find, get the train data. And you will, I have just run it for the one time because it was taking so much time. You can see that for one epoch, because the images set are too very big, so it took around 27 minutes. And you can run this epoch, you can run this model on 10 to 15 epochs. That is, you can train the model again and again for 15 times and to make it learn better. So what you can do, because of this, I've just run it one time and see that if it is able to run properly. So yeah, it was able to run properly. What it was doing, it was taking the train, it was taking the images from this, and then it was taking the label also from this images. So the images look like this, very cute. So this is how it is. And I will also be adding the the dataset link from where what kind of dataset I use for this. And you can see that okay, the metrics is there, that okay, all buffalo, elephant, rhino, and zebra like images are 150, 38. Like what are the images, how many instances are there? And you can see that out of 150 there are 38, like these kind of instances are there. You can see the box. So what object detection will do, if you guys remember, there we also did the image detection and face detection and face classification also, using the actors, where we were creating a directory also for the known faces and for the unknown faces, and it was creating a bounding box for the face. So for the same scenario, what it will do, it will bounding box for those animals and for those information, like bounding box for the object that is present in the image. So this is how it is, yeah, it was working. And then what we did the testing for all the things, and we created an output file. Okay, where did it go? Okay, yeah. So this is how it is detected. It says it's an elephant. I don't know why. And let's see. Okay, cow. Let's see if we get if it can say. Okay, it says it's a cow. A zebra, zebra. Okay, first image that zebra. Somehow it is able to okay detect zebras very. Maybe I can go up. Find an elephant. Okay. Okay. See, there are so many. So many, and it has able to detect one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Yeah, but there are five. But you can see that it was able to detect those like number of zebras, and it was able to detect like five of them with their with their bounding box also. So I am able to find this. Okay, zebras. See, three zebras are there. I don't know where. Okay, I came very far. Okay, elephant. That's good. I am near elephant. Maybe I can find two to three elephants. Okay, elephant, elephant, and a person. So it is able to identify a person as well. Like three elephants are there. Okay, so this is how it's running, and it was creating a directly like it was using the test images, and then it is creating the directory of what the outputs look like. So if I go like 00131, so if I go to test images 00131, okay, yeah, okay. So this was the image. It took this image and 0131 where it went. And it now you understand what I'm trying to say. It went to that image, testing image, it took that testing image, it created a bounding box with the coordinates, and it will also provide you a confidence score as well with the label of what it has detected. It might not be able to detect it properly, so you can train your YOLO. You can use this pre-trained version as well as you can train a new version also. And then these are the zebras. So I also wanted to test this. Okay, if this is done, if I have trained it, can I use it for a different image which was not provided? So if you remember, dog was not provided in this image, so I used this cute. Okay, why I'm not able to use it? But when I ran this image, it looked like okay, where did it go? Okay, okay, let me show you why I'm not able to open this. Give me a minute. YOLO. Okay, object detection. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I'm not able to. Okay, it's open now. Yeah. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, yeah. So you can see that this was the image that I provided to my YOLO version, which was trained on this to identify the objects. So it is a pre-trained model. So you remember that. So it was able to detect it that as dog and 0.49, and this is how it was able to do this. So let me open the code again. Okay, yeah. So this is it. I think this is a very good model if you want, if you are, planning to make an application which will, take an image and identify the objects in it. If you want to make any web application, that if you are going through a video frame and identify how many people are there. If you want to also make a video, I will give you a very good idea for that. That if you want to upload a video and identify that throughout the frames of those video where the people are fighting, and you can train your model on the poses of fighting, then it will generate, it will identify where the people are moving and how it is going on. And this is also done, like, why this is important. There was one project that was made during like one of the group made in my masters, was they made a AI that was doing the commentary for different kind of match. So you have to understand there are different kind of players also, so you can train your using this YOLO version. You can train your model on this, that okay, how, what does it look like, and you can train your model for anything because it is for object detection. You can train it for if there is a fire also, you can take images and you can identify if there was a fire, what kind of information is there. So that is also very helpful, and you can also train the model using the in a football match where the ball is going, and on the basis of that you can also generate the commentary. Okay, that this is the the player one has kicked it, and it is the goal is there. And using the faces also, you can say that you can train it for your emotions also using the face, that the person is smiling, is it sad, is it, it not looks like that. So this is what, like, multiple projects that you can build on this, and this is a very good and very fast as well as accurate and versatile algorithm that deep learning has, and I think you can also use it for computer vision. So this is a very good algorithm to start with and very easy to implement. As you can see that it's very easy to implement. There are pre-trained models. There are multiple variants of these models that you can use and you can implement, and you can make a good project out of it. So this is it for today, and hopefully you like it, you like this video, and this is a very good starting point, starting project if you're going into computer vision, um, part of machine learning, and if you're trying to do that. So this is good, you can do that. And if there are any questions, any concern, or any you know things that you want me to explain more about this, just let me know. I will make a new video on this, that to explain every algorithm, that how it is able to do that and move forward with this. So this is it for from my side, and hopefully you like this video. Make sure you subscribe the channel so that you are updated with all the videos that I post. And this is it. Thank you. Goodbye.